On today's episode of Watch Jay Go, we are here with an actual barn find for you guys. Now obviously we just closed these doors so it would look more barn findy because we looked inside a minute ago, but we're about to show you guys something really cool. What is going on, guys? I am Watch Jay Go, and today, like I said, I'm here with Mike and we have a car that has been sitting for how long?
Oh, at least 20 years.
20 years without moving.
At least.
Wow. So what year is this thing?
It's 1983.
1983 Volkswagen Rabbit GTI.
It's a Mark 1.
Dude, this looks crazy.
It's one owner.
Yeah, a real barn find covered in dirt. This thing has been abandoned for a long time. So you guys can see we're going to uncover it for the first time in years here. And I think that the paint looks flawless. Like it's covered in dirt, but flawless. Well, our mission for today is to get it out of this barn because apparently it's going for sale, right?
That's the plan.
Eventually here? So we're going to get some light in here. And after we get some light going on, I think we're gonna get this thing running. All right, so let's get the cover off of this thing. We've got like some couch cushions going on here. Is that what we have? And this is the 84 with the 84 catalog?
No, it's 83.
Oh, an 83, okay.
It's 83.
I already forgot, my bad. Dude, oh man. Is that not the Dream right there? That looks sick. Somebody needs to be building that for Radwood right now. Those look incredible. Rabbit GTI. Nothing else is a Volkswagen. 80, wow. This makes a whole 100 horsepower, doesn't it? It says 90 horsepower, 100 foot-pounds of torque. Fuel injection, guys. This thing is fuel injected. Woo! Man. You got paperwork for days and just a whole bunch of the same ones over and over and over too. So that's kind of cool. There's the owner's manual. 83 Rabbit. Wow, it looks perfect. I feel like just the documentation here is actually worth a ton. Like that has to be some rare stuff. Road and track. Oh, this is cool. Look at that 944 on the front. IROC Z. Life 83. Whoo! Alright, we can uncover the car. Let's put this somewhere safe. Unveiling the barn find. Hey, this is an actual car cover too. Usually it's a bed sheet, man. That's crazy. Unzips. GTI seat covers. That is the dirtiest thing. Crazy. There you have it, guys. An 83 Volkswagen Rabbit GTI. And you know the hood struts have to be bad, right? it couldn't be on this channel if they were good. Oh, dude, it's only one of them, though. I bet O'Reilly's has this in stock. It's definitely like a Stabilus part. Shag GTI mat. Is that a floor mat? That's cool. Wow. So much shag. We care. I gotta hold this with my head. It's pretty heavy. But I'll take a look at this. Volkswagen, Porsche, Audi, Wichita, Kansas. The Rabbit is not a single model. It's a transportation system. That's marketing 101 right there. All right. What's back here? Is this the washer fluid? It sure is. Oh, it's the washer fluid for the rear wiper. That's cool. That is cool. Well, let's open her up here. How many miles?
38,000.
38,000. Dude, I thought the seat was destroyed. It's a trash bag that's saving the bolster with covers over it. It's flawless.
The seats have never actually been sat on.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I looked inside, I was like, oh, the poor seat. The seat is brand new. And it has like, you see the red, like reflects? It's like red reflective like velour.
Yeah.
Oh, that is sick. What a car.
He put 2 layers of
protection. and then stitched in an extra layer of protection on it. That's crazy. Oh, here's another 83 Rabbit owner's manual. Alpine head unit. Wow. 5-speed fuel injection, 38,000 miles, guys. We're gonna try to bring this thing back to life today. That gauge cluster looks immaculate. It's incredible. This is what mine look like when I'm done with the car, because I never touch the glass. How sick is that? There's floor mats, and then house floor mats, and then factory floor mats. So, our goal today is to get this thing running, and then it's gonna move out of this barn to, where are we taking it to? Derby? Somewhere?
Yep.
Okay, somewhere in Kansas. It's towards Wichita, that's where it's headed. So it does look like it has a brand new battery in it, and it probably got a brand new battery and then got parked again, as most cars like this do, you know, real collector stuff. This battery was bought at Walmart, 9801. Wow, really 3 days before September 11th. Crazy. But we have a new battery for it today. That battery's a little too big. We've got the right battery. We're gonna check the oil to start out here. Oh man, that's brand new oil. it's literally perfect. Wow, this thing is crazy nice. Now I can't see the dipstick hole. We got oil. We've got very old fuel, and our game plan is to get the fuel out of here and get some fresh fuel in the car. But it will probably run even on 20-year-old fuel. Really, fuel's fuel. It might lose its butane. We could actually mix it with new fuel and get it running. But let's change the battery. I brought the terminal cleaner and everything because I assumed that this was going to be covered in battery acid, and it's not. It's not even a little bit. The terminals are perfect. And I just loosened them up a couple seconds ago with a 10, and it's done. So the one thing we do need to do is get the battery clamp off of here, which looks like a 11 or a 12. Thank you. This tire was completely flat, obviously. So if that thing will start, we'll set this to 30 pounds, and then we'll walk away for 15 minutes while it airs up. I really need to buy that bigger Milwaukee cordless compressor.
The M18?
Yeah, this one's just so slow. It's great in a pinch, you know, but... We've got the battery hold down off of the old battery. Time to get that out of here, which should be a pretty simple job here. And we'll grab our new battery, which is the right size for the car. This was a little oversized. That looks like a, I don't know what that is. Is that H4? What's
this? It's a 41 series.
This is a Group 58. All right. So this one is going in. That fits nice. Okay. I'm just hoping it fires right up. You never know. It's only been sitting since 01, right? If it was started in 01, then it might fire right up, no problems. All right, unfortunately, we have the correct battery, but on this battery, terminals are flipped, and it lets the cables reach. They don't actually reach this one. So I think we're gonna go back and buy the other battery that's definitely too big for the bay. But if we tilt this battery just a hair, oop, she should be alive. Keys in it? It should have lit up.
Nothing.
Yeah, there's lights.
Oh yeah. All right, here you go.
All
Do
right.
the honors.
Let's everything seems good. Is this factory cruise control? That's what I want to know.
That's right.
That's crazy. Classic beep. Mechanical fuel injection. Probably a no-go. See if we're getting any fuel out of here. I'll just crack this line. That should have been all we needed to see a little bit of fuel coming out. And unfortunately, it's completely dry. Is there any fuel in this thing?
I don't know.
Oh, well.
Check the gauge.
We definitely should have started with that. Zero fuel in here. Well, we know that we're not getting fuel. We have fuel to the fuel filter. We found that out. So we cracked the line, fuel the fuel filter. That's great news. It does smell terrible. Obviously, it's very old gas. What we're going to try to do is get the old fuel out while we get new fuel in. So we're going to pump all of this old gas out of here. Check this out. This is old school. Way before fuel doors. Oh. Well, I wonder
That was interesting.
if the vent was clogged or something like that, because it was sucking all that air in there.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting. We should try to start it.
Let's give it a try.
Let's try to start it. It might start right up. It does have oil pressure. The light shuts right off when it... We're not there yet. Mike brought this old water container to dump the old fuel into, so that actually should work pretty well. Let's see. I always forget which way this thing goes. I guess we can figure it out by doing this. Just point it at your face.
I think bottom is...
Bottom is suction.
Yeah.
We'll see which way blows air out and which way doesn't. Let's see. This one feels like it's blow air out. Okay, so this one is in. Why isn't it marked? Why doesn't it say in anywhere on it?
That would make sense.
Yeah. In, out. Check engine oil. That's pretty funny. Right on top of the gas fill there. Nobody does that today.
I like how it has unleaded fuel,
Unleaded fuel
on the outside of the car.
Hey, they didn't have a fuel door. What else were they gonna do?
Yep.
Will it work? I'm pretty sure Milwaukee makes an electric one of these now. Hey, that fuel looks great. Do you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, it immediately pulled it out. All right, we are back with the correct battery this time, a 42. The terminals were flipped on the other one and they wouldn't reach, so you guys saw we had to tilt it sideways just a little bit just to crank it. Well, now we've got the battery we needed after a short wait for that to come in, and we also picked up starting fluid, so we should be ready to crank this thing over now. The mechanical fuel pump on these is run off of the oil pump on the engine, from what I can tell. So if we don't have any RPM and no oil pressure that's sustained, I think it comes down to either like letting this thing crank forever or starting it on starting fluid for a couple of seconds and the pump taking off and it starting to actually pump fuel. So we cracked right here. You can see our fuel filters right there, flow that way. This is original, I think, Bosch filter. And then we came over here and cracked this banjo bolt, and we had fuel, so we do know that that is working. We also picked up new fuel, so we're gonna throw some of that in the tank, and that new fuel will add some life back to what's left in the tank. We did get some of it out, and we'll just kind of go from there. I think if we can make it fire, we got a good chance that it takes off and runs the way it's supposed to. So, new battery, one thing down, let's keep going. Check out that Primo gas can right here, the one where you have to
This is the ghetto Walmart safety.
push the thing, let it slide back on the...
Oh, see, that's where
Yeah, how are you supposed to get by the fill thing?
Very carefully.
Very carefully. This is what happens when the EPA ruins your gas cans. You can't fill up old cars anymore. All right, we have fresh fuel in it. Mike is gonna crank it this time. I'm gonna shoot some starting fluid in. We have the intake off here so we can get right into the throttle body. You'll probably want to give me like half throttle as you crank, just so I can get the starting fluid in.
Yep.
All right, you ready?
Ready? Here we go.
Yep. Okay.
All right, that's something.
I say let's hit it one more time just like that for 2 seconds, and then we'll reconnect the plenum. Ready?
Yep.
Go. That worked out really well. Signs of life, guys. I mean, you saw how smooth that was. The ignition system, flawless. All we have to do now is get some fuel in her. All right, Mike, hit it one more time before we crack the lines. Just give it a couple. Ooh, wait. When it did that, it like collapsed this boot. Try one more time. Let's see that. It really wants to run, but it just sucked this thing down in there. All right. I think it's trying. Give me a second. I'm gonna see if we got fuel to the fuel lines again. Well, guys, we obviously got it running on starting fluid. Now we're gonna try to troubleshoot from here back. There is an electric fuel pump and it should be pushing fuel through the fuel accumulator somewhere up here into this filter, and from the filter into the fuel distributor, obviously. These are your injectors. So you got 4 injectors right there. Not quite sure what that one is. That might be timing for the fuel distributor. It would kind of make sense, but Mike, can you turn the car on and let's see if fuel dumps out of here, which is what we're hoping. Maybe like 1 second, I'll yell as soon as you're ready to stop.
Okay. There we go.
It's on?
Nope.
Oh, just ignition on, don't crank.
Okay, there.
Ooh. Okay, crank. We have nothing. That should be pouring fuel out. I'm not seeing a single drop come out of there. I think that was some 20-year-old pressure that was sitting on the system there, because I cracked it before and fuel came out. This time, even with a crank, nothing. Not even a drop, guys. So I do think that it's probably the electric fuel pump. That's probably our issue here. So let's start chasing that down. Well, no promises here, guys. We're trying to use the power probe to run the fuel pump for a second. The fuse isn't blown or anything like that, but we don't know the condition of the relay. It's one of these big old relays, almost like a Porsche DME one. I mean, obviously not. It's just a standard relay, not a DME. But I've had those, you know, actually fail over time and cause the car to not start. So I'm gonna crawl up in here and try to power the fuel pump. Hopefully we can hear it. And if we can, we might be home free. So we're really thinking it's the electric pump, but let me crawl up in here and let's see if we can make it happen. It's either this pin. This pin's a maybe. Here we go. It was not that pin. You hear anything? I didn't hear anything.
Nothing.
Okay, it could be also this pin. Here we go. That was pulling 9 amps.
9 amps?
9 amperes. Huh. That's gotta be a locked up fuel pump. I'm gonna try one more time. 8 volts, 9 amps. Oh, the cruise control is aftermarket. I see, there's a vacuum hose going to the brake lever.
Really?
Yep, kind of cool. All right, let's go see if we got fuel. I don't think we do. All right, guys, I'm going to become the fuel pump here. Mike's threading some paper towels up under there to try to stop any fuel from coming down.
We're gonna make a mess.
It is probably gonna it's probably gonna spray fuel backwards, but I have the fuel line from the Harbor Freight pump there into the fuel distributor. We're ditching, obviously, the fuel system itself here, that filter. We tried this a second ago, and I actually had the hose fully threaded on to the banjo bolts that go into the fuel distributor there, but unfortunately, there's a check valve in there, and I don't think we were pushing through it because this needs, I think they said 60 PSI, which is crazy for a car this old. So I'm gonna just shoot some fuel into it. Hopefully the distributor takes off and this thing starts running. And while we're at it, I'm gonna get the tools out of here. Yes, sir. Are you ready?
I'm ready when you are.
Manual fuel pump commencing. Hopefully it doesn't blow out of there.
Ready?
Wait. Go. Okay, it ran. I think it ran on that fuel. That's, we still made a mess at the same time, so I'm gonna get all this out of here.
Well, the good news is we know she runs.
We do know she runs. She
runs. She sounded healthy.
It sounds awesome, honestly. It sounds great. I really want to start it again, but it even seems like the whole Jetronic system's actually working just fine. It's just not getting any fuel, so pretty crazy. It's been sitting for that long, and here it is running. Definitely not running on starting fluid at this point. It's got some fuel in the lines, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, we've gotten some in there.
The starting fluid ran out long ago. Nothing out of the fuel filter though, so it's definitely a fuel pump.
Definitely a fuel pump.
We also just jacked up the back end, and I listened for the pump and felt it, and it does seem like it's a really easy pump to change. It's right beside the fuel tank, but I couldn't feel a single thing. So as far as we can tell, it's just a dead pump. It looks like the fuel distributor works perfectly because obviously we got some fuel into it. Engine runs, new battery, oil looks great. Like, this is an incredible find. So now what we're gonna do is put it on a trailer, get it up to Wichita, and I think we're gonna take it over to Johnny's shop and have him swap out this pump. Just because this car is probably headed to a sale immediately, and it's gotta be done really, really quickly. We could do it on the ground, but it just doesn't sound that fun. It sounds like a lot more fun to do it on a lift, get it done. And Johnny loves these cars, so I called him to say, I've got your favorite car here. He loves Mark I Golfs, or or rabbits. So there we go. You want to drive and I'll push?
Yep.
Go for it. Why is it stuck? Oh, there you go. Oh wow, I'm spinning. All right, straighten out, Mike.
I'm straight. Oh no, I'm not.
No, you're not. All right, guys, we got the 83 Rabbit loaded up on the trailer, which took a ton of work, but it's here and it's headed to get a fuel pump tomorrow. Before it does though, we need to pop the door panel off and get the window back on its track. So we're gonna fix that real quick. Doesn't this thing look awesome though? Like a true, the realest of the barn finds. We just need to get it cleaned up and make this window work. And we also noticed it's gonna need a headliner. Age. The glue just fails. I don't know if I even mentioned this, but this is a true one owner car. Like it is titled in the first owner's name. The window stickers with the car, I showed you guys some of those docs. There are documents for, there's like that much paperwork with this car. Every single fill up, every single oil change, it is incredibly well documented. One owner, like the original owner still owns this and it's selling out of his, they're selling a bunch of their stuff and this was part of it. So, you know, it should bring some pretty good money on Bring a Trailer or Cars and Bids, wherever it ends up going. Comparable ones have sold for like $30,000+, and some of them have brought like 60,000. So this is a pretty wild car. We're gonna do a few things. So we're gonna try to get a few things done, like detinting it. You know, we need a steamer and we can get that tint off real quick. The tint's old and wavy. We're gonna clean it up, pull all those covers off the seats so that you guys can see that it's absolutely flawless underneath. Most of them have like that chalky plastic, but since all of the plastics on this have been covered since day one, like the trash bags went on the day it was new and they've never been off. Like no one's ever sat in the seats. So everything is perfect. And the plastics are all still maroon. They're not chalky maroon that scratches off in your hands. So right now's mission, make this window roll up. It doesn't. You can hear that it's moving in there, but the window is not connected. Oh, there, it's all the way down. It's moving up, but the window is just kind of sitting in there, flopping around a little bit. So we got to get that sorted out. It shouldn't take too long. You just kind of pop all this trim off of these things and go from there. So we're gonna figure it out right now. Even the seals are perfect. Woo-hoo. All right, we wiped this off real quick with a little bit of water because it was all very dusty. Dirt was going everywhere. Screws that have never been out before. Crazy. So we've got the door handle cup out. There's a screw behind that. You gotta be careful with that one's angle. Splines and a screw for the window crank there. Doesn't get much better than that. Now I just have to not drop that one. We're good. We got all the screws out of this thing. And now to go around here, and you gotta kind of start in here. We'll start at the back. Let's start popping this guy off of here. So, door panel's never been off. It's gonna be kind of fun. One. Another one. Every Christmas tree is coming out. That's pretty crazy. All right, guys, this should be it. We should have this door panel off. There were 4 more fasteners along the bottom. One more. There we go. Shout out to those seat covers, so we can just leave that on there. And now we can take a look in here and see what's going on with our window. Oh, yep. There's the gripper for the window. And the window's not in it. So all we gotta do is drop it back in its slot there and it should be home free. Ooh, that window is truly loose. Let's see. Will the window come out? There it is. Oop. All right. We're gonna get it. Can't wait to get that tent off of there. All right. So we were able to save all of the weather strip here. Ah, they glued this in to this leather or rubber here. So we're gonna pop that guy out. Luckily it's held. Clean this up. We're gonna clean this up and get it all put back together and should be good. I think this needs washed out. Well, it turns out they actually make regulator replacement rails for this, but ours isn't broken. I think they sell those because a lot of people I've seen have those rust in half. Ours is actually in great shape. So we put a little bit of weather strip adhesive on the metal side of it and put it back together, and now we've got it, you know, rolled all the way up. So hopefully after it sits overnight, that thing will be all set up and ready to go back together. We'll put the door panel on after we test it out tomorrow. But there you go, a barn find, one owner, 38,000 original mile, 83 Volkswagen Rabbit. And if you want to buy it, maybe I'll have a link for you soon. But first, we're gonna put a fuel pump in it and it should be back on the road and ready to rock. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop.watchjro.com for cool shirts, not like this. And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do. And I will talk to you next time. When we get to go pull the seat covers off this, it's gonna be so nice.
Oh, it's gonna be cool.
I'm pumped.
The actual cloth seats have never been sat in.
Never been sat in.
Which is wild to me.
All these towels.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, crazy. And it's probably that design with the orange through the middle, that super, super cool detail.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. Hopefully tomorrow, we'll get this thing running tomorrow, drive it, get this off.
Yeah, we gotta get the tent.
I know, the tent's gotta go.
Some steam and a razor blade, baby.
That's it. Put this up here, I guess. That didn't work. That goes in the blooper reel, I guess.
Yeah. The floor's fine.
I'm done with that. Oh, dude, check this out.